Williams. I am a self-important piece of pus. I apologized for lying about my ego-expanding story that took place in the Middle East, and yet I wasn't really apologizing, just making a point that I am the greatest man on the planet, bringing you the NBC Nightly News. But one thing that really gets my goat, other than people trying to infringe on my ego and keeping me off television, is podcasters that work hard that aren't listened to because they aren't part of a major network or they aren't part of NPR, such as Ira Glass. That guy does not shout as loud as I do on his show. In fact, he kind of whispers. That is really annoying. I have a beautiful daughter on the TV show Girls. So please, help the independent podcasters like Mike Matthews by listening to independent podcasts. Thank you. I am Brian Williams. My career is toast.
This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 832. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today it's part 3 of my Into an Interview with the Berkeley band Mullerette. Plus we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, and the mother of Barney's child from How I Met Your Mother is finally revealed. Too bad, we don't care after that awful last season.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And on the last show, something happened, but the note that I wrote down, I lost for some reason.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I think it, well, oh yeah, the disgruntled fiddle player couldn't say the word Camarillo correctly. It's like, you know, like saying burrito or frito or mamacito. It's all those great words that you can say all the time in the barrio.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
All right. See, writing Spanish lyrics must be so easy.
Mike's
And then
Daily
on this show,
Podcast.
I wanted to just clarify that on yesterday's show, I had made fun of how Psych mispronounces some names in Santa Barbara, including Amapumu, Cabrillo, etc. But then I realized that their main character, Sean Spencer, always says, "Oh, I've heard it both ways." So if he mispronounces Amapumu, he might say that phrase, "I've heard it both ways," and then he's fine. That's all you have to do, people. You can mispronounce anything in the world, and a defunct TV show from the late O's, early 10s can save you. Look who just walked in.
Hello, Madame Matthews. This is Madame Rootabega, and I can say Camarillo correctly.
Good. That's good. My dad used to say it wrong. And, you know, he is a Southern Californian, and he used to say it Camarillo. I would just laugh when he did that.
Madame Matthews, it happens from time to time. People don't know the correct pronunciation.
I like how you pronounce every single word. It's fascinating.
Thank you, Madame Matthews.
Ooh, it's time to do
Mike's Scavenger Hunt.
There's actually going to be 2 scavenger hunts today. The first one is, guess where we are?
Madame Matthews, we're at the last place on earth. That's what you always say.
No, we're actually at a specific cafe.
Is it the Santa Fe Cafe?
No, that was the old show we did back in Ventura in the 90s, early O's. No, this is, there's a name of this place that we're at, this cafe, and we're going to reveal that name tomorrow.
Michael Matthew, how do you keep a turkey in suspense?
What?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
I don't get it. Yeah, so we're going to reveal that tomorrow. And finally, we'll find out, and we'll tell you all about the Facebook page that we've launched and everything else. So it's going to be cool. But here is the other scavenger hunt. Try and guess where this is. This is a restaurant that every time I go there, something horrible happens at the end of the meal, or during the meal, after the meal, on the ride home from the meal, at home after the meal. Okay. without going into too much personal stuff, because as you remember, Chely Shoehart did not like all my TMI stuff. So I'm going to tell you, just sort of in vague terms, that there were some personal issues that took place between me and someone. And we had an argument at this restaurant. We also had an argument after being at this restaurant at a different time. And then after things were patched up, we went to this restaurant. And then after leaving this restaurant, this person gave me some news that was very hurtful. And so this is like and then another time I went to this restaurant, I went with a completely different person, but we were discussing this other person. Thanks for all the vagary, Mike. It's so vague. It's like fog, which we're not having too much of here in the Bay Area. It's been so clear lately. Let's hear it for clear skies in the Bay Area. But I went to this restaurant's other location. Yes, this restaurant has only 2 locations. And the other location I went to with my friend, we were discussing the situation with my other friend, and, well, it just made me very depressed. So this place is just got this aura about it that kicks me in the tuchus. I don't get it, Madame Rootabega.
Michael Master, sometimes there's bad mojo around that place.
Interesting. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we're ready to solve the puzzle day.
All right, where is it? Where's the scavenger hunt? Where am I alluding to? What's the name of the place?
It's gotta be Denny's Day.
No, it's not Denny's.
Mike, it's gotta be IHOP. Do you know that?
No, it's more. Those places have a billion locations. No, this place only has 2 locations in the Bay Area. Well, one's in the Bay Area, one is sort of outside the Bay Area, and there you go. I will reveal no more clues. But this place, oh yeah, and they also they're known for something they make that's really fattening. So with that, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com, if you can guess the place, or you can comment on any of the social media that you find this show on, and maybe I'll give away an award, a prize.
Michael Master, I offer my services to be the award.
What? Your services?
Yes, I will predict their future. And I will sing for them.
Oh, see, there you go. That's your prize. So email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com, if you can think of it.
Well, Mike, that's great, but all I gotta say is repeal Obamacare Day.
Yeah, get it, kill the Obamacare. That's all we gotta do is kill the rabbit. Do you know that?
Okay, yeah, you guys, you Tea Partiers, you guys are always saying repeal Obamacare, but what are you going to put in place of it is the question.
We're gonna put a vacuum in place of it day. Space, the final frontier, in honor of our late Leonard Nimoy. I miss that guy.
He was the best. Do you know that?
Yeah, but you guys, okay, see, that's the thing. Whenever anybody asks you the question, what are you going to put in place of it, you give some weird, bizarre, funky vagary answer full of vagueness and fog and San Francisco fog, and then we don't know what, it's like, what happens when the dog catches the car? As was said, I love how that was coined by actually a Fox reporter said that, a dog catching the car.
I saw a fox driving a car once. She was hot. It was Alexandra Daddario. Do you know that?
Wow, well, good for you. So, in entertainment news, Neil Patrick Harris, of course, recently of the Academy Awards, and he introduced one of our recent Mike's Daily podcasts. He has spoken up about the fate of his How I Met Your Mother character, Barney Stinson. He claimed that he knows the identity of the mother of Barney's child, despite the fact that it was never revealed on the show. I forgot about that. I thought it was revealed. Well, the Huffington Post asked him if he knew who the mother was. He says, I do. This according to digitalspy.com. He says, quote, we actually filmed a scene that they ended up cutting short that involved Barney meeting a girl at McLaren's. That was the girl that they end up using, and she's actually one of my closest friends named Emma. They ended up wanting to be more ambiguous about who it would be, as opposed to putting a face to the character, so I know and the crew knows, but I don't think it's a big secret that we're trying to hide. Asked whether he played laser tag in real life just like Barney did, Neil Patrick Harris replied, no, for the same reason I don't play paintball. I'm not a fan of running around in a dark maze, playing against people who have memorized that maze and know exactly where to hide to destroy you. Neil recently said that he is unsure of a return to the Oscars after hosting the awards ceremony for the first time this year. And getting a bunch of criticism about his magic act. People just did not like it. It was sort of a long, drawn-out affair. Well, what do you think about that and How I Met Your Mother? And did you like the last season? And did you like any of the seasons of Psych? And do you know what that restaurant is I was talking about? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Oh, and do you know where we are? Give us your guess before we reveal it on the next show. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. I read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Oh, and what do you think about winter blend gas? Here in California, that's the kind of gas we're now having to pay extremely high prices at the pump, while the rest of the country is still paying, 1940s prices. All right, maybe not that cheap, but yeah, the rest of the country is much cheaper than California because we have this special winter blend that's supposed to be, I guess, probably more environmental, but that means we're having to pay more at the pump. And I felt it last night when I was pumping my gas. Yeah. And the name Winter Blend, that sounds like something like a kind of coffee you get. Not gas. I'm so irate. Email me what you think about that, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Hey, there's the website, mikesdailypodcast.com, which has links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. We're also on Stitcher, TuneIn, Podomatic, Mixcloud, Spreaker, and SoundCloud. Oh, as well as YouTube and Player FM. Links to all of those places where you can listen to the show. And if you do go to iTunes to listen to us, make sure to rate and comment on the show, and that helps more people find out about us, so that we're not languishing in obscurity like Brian Williams was yelling at you about at the beginning of the show. And you can also find us on Facebook. Like the Facebook page when I post a new show. Share it with your friends and more people will find out about us that way. And you can follow us on Twitter. Retweet us when we tweet and more people find out about us that way. You can also find us on Instagram, Yelp, and Tumblr. And the Amazon link, if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go through that link to buy whatever it is, and we get a little bit from that. You can also find the blog, The Daily Podcast Picture, and all my past interviews at mikesdailypodcast.com. And speaking of interviews...
Into an interview.
I'm speaking with Mullerette. It's Lupe and Joey Muller, and they are in Berkeley. How do you like playing music in Berkeley and living in Berkeley?
We love Berkeley. I mean, we love living in Berkeley. I don't know that there's not like a whole lot of places to play.
Starry Plow.
Yeah, Starry Plow, and there's Freight and Salvage. We play in Oakland, I think, more. It's great. We love the East Bay.
Berkeley needs some more live venues, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting all these great restaurants, it seems, downtown now. We need to get some more venues.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've got that place that Green Day came from.
Yep.
Gilman. And then the Starry Plow, Freight and Salvage.
Yep. Yeah. That's about it.
And Oakland, and there's got to be some more places. Well, maybe there's some. This is ripe. We're ripe for some kind of a really cool venue to open up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the UC Theater is supposed to open as a venue too. I think, was it Slim's the UC Theater is it Alston or Center? There's like this old movie theater that is being converted to a venue.
Oh, okay.
That would be really cool. I mean, we're missing sort of like the band venues. There's more of a folk sort of space, but not so much of a band. Sort of mid-size venue.
But Berkeley is great for us, just for schools, for our child. We really like the schools here in Berkeley, and just sort of the forward thinking, and it's great to be a part of that community. Yeah, Berklandia. Have you seen Portlandia?
Yes.
All right. Well, we've got some friends. We're all very interested in creating a Berklandia. It's very similar, but I mean, funny things that happen to you every day, just whether shopping or just riding your bike, all the Berkeley stuff.
Yeah.
And I met you guys actually in Berkeley at that Cure for Gravity party with the band Cure for Gravity.
Yeah. That's right. They're great. We really dig Joe and his band, and super happy that we've made that connection and hope to play more with those guys.
And I saw you play at Awaken with them. So yeah, there's some great music coming out of Berkeley, and you guys are definitely part of it for sure. And the song Out of Your Spell, which is the title track from your latest album.
Mm-hmm.
How did this song come about?
Well, I wrote it about an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of those, just like a bad relationship, but a good song. So it was. I was with this person for a while, and just sort of felt like I was in a spell, And it was kind of, now that I look back, I'm like, gosh, what was I doing? But back at that time, it was kind of like a strange period, and yeah, I'm out of that spell and into somebody else's spell.
Good. Yeah.
It's funny when I write songs and I show it to Joey, and we're always like, is it about you? Who is it about?
I think that's a fair question, right? I think I deserve to know if it's about me.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Yeah, that's the dynamic.
That's the dynamic, yeah. And Out of Your Spell, I think we took it to a sort of a rocky, kind of more rock, kind of a deeper place, and it's kind of dark, and it's got sort of a kind of a trippy sounding electric guitar solo.
Yeah, who's doing that?
Yeah.
That's our friend Trevor, who lent his skills to a few tracks on the record, and kind of helped us, continue along this other direction, at times. And so Trevor has a style of playing where he grabs his whammy bar, as he's playing it, and so on this solo, he's just really kind of undulating, and he's playing with the pitch of his guitar, and it's a really cool effect. Whoa. I think it's great for this particular song.
Yeah, I love that. And Lupe's voice, it gets like really sultry lows and then gets into these beautiful highs. It's just an awesome song, Out of Your Spell. And it's from their latest album, which you can find at Mullerette.com. Do you like how I went into an announcer voice just then?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I'm an announcer.
Smooth.
Mullerette.com. And where else can they find you? I guess you're, there are links to Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, we're on iTunes and Amazon and, all the
Spotify.
Yeah, all of those.
Reverb Nation, Bandcamp.
Yeah, maybe not Bandcamp, but yeah, Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation, okay.
Yeah.
But find it all at Mullerette.com. That's 2 L's and 2 T's.
I know. If you can spell it, you can find it.
1 R. It's not mullet rock. Because
thank God.
Skinner lives.
Skinner lives.
Play some Freebird. And yeah, I was going to tell you guys I'm doing this interview wearing a mullet, but
No.
It's in my mind because I'm actually bald and I don't have one, thank God.
Yeah.
Mullerette is a much nicer name. So let's play Mullerette's amazing song Out of Your Spell on Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm walking away from this misery. Your potion is hell, your magic Once I thought I could live in this place if flowers of ice grew gardens of light. And I can tell what was right, what is left. Just like I fail, I'll find my way out of your space. You're wasting your time. You pace all around, fumble for words that just can't be found. Your magic is wane. There's dust in the way you pull me. You fade, and I can't tell what was right, what is left. Just like I fail, I find my way out of your space.
Mullerette. It's Lupe Muller and Joey Muller. And we will have the finale of my Into an Interview with them tomorrow as we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture was taken at a place near Podcaster Valley, the Guerin Regional Park. And this is actually the upper part there in Hayward. And it's a fun place to there's like nobody there. And there's Basil running in a field. He's so happy. And you can see the beautiful panorama of the Bay and the Bay Area behind him. See that picture now at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Makamashu, my services are incredibly important. I can predict your future.
All right, what's my future?
The next show, you're going to reveal the place where we are. It's the last place on Earth.
Yeah, I'm going to reveal that on the next show.
And you're going to tell us a place that has a fattening food, that has really bad mojo, that really messes up your life. Ooh.
Yes, next show. And Valentino and Bison Bentley are going to come up with a different plan that will replace Obamacare. We'll call it Valentino Bison Bentley Care.
Yeah, I like the sound of that day.
Yeah, we're going to care for people. Because I don't care. Do you know that?
And you guys are going to come up with a replacement for the winter blend gas so we don't have to pay so much money, right?
Yeah, I got all kinds of gas. That was a cheap, low-hanging fruit joke day, and I apologize, day. I'm going to explode now from all my gas.
Oh no, he spontaneously combusted. How completely believable. Next show, we'll bring you the finale of my interview with Mullerette. Plus, we will hear from the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. And it's okay if you are gassy, you're in good company, because Basil the Boxer certainly is. Oh, it stinks out here.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!